Hello and welcome to part 26 of Let's Make an RPG. In today's tutorial we'll be making a stage environment, and those are the new textures we're going to be using. First we're just going to create an empty field where player can walk around. So we're going to use our new grass texture, which you can download in the description. Also, you can download any other images I'll be using in this tutorial in the description. And let's open our project. First, let's just change the grass actually. So let's go to the project, data, and we have grass here. You can delete it. Actually, let's make a new folder called environment and paste new grass inside the environment folder. Now let's go here. Just change it with environment, and that's BMP as well, which is fine. So let's run it with our new grass texture. Alright, so this is our new grass texture, which I drew myself, which is more cartoony, but it will do the job. Okay, so as you can see, we have very small field, and we can actually go outside of it as well, but we can fix that later. First, let's just make a bigger field. Due to that, we need more grass. Technically, you can just copy this and keep creating grass, like grass 1, grass 2, grass 3, but that's pretty much wrong. We should create like an array, like 5. Now we'll have 5 grasses, but we actually should create an array of 4, and it is going to be 2-dimensional array actually. Let's make it 7, so it's like a rectangle. So it's 4 by 7. So it's going to be 4 grasses to the left, and then 7 grasses each column. So what we're gonna do is 4 and 7. So let's go here, and now we can do, for example, 0 grass will be this. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna create for loop, and then I is while is less than 4. I plus plus. And we're gonna create another for loop inside. So it's going to be nested for loops, and it's gonna be J. And make it 7. J plus plus. Alright, so instead of 0, 0, we're gonna have I for our X and J for our Y. So J will be changing the Y position, and X will be changed by I. And then inside here, what we're gonna do is screen width multiplied by I. So let's say I is 0, which is going to be 0. If I is 1, it's gonna start at the width of the screen, which is width of this. Then we're gonna do screen height multiplied J. Right, that's all we need inside here. Now what we're going to do is just copy all of this, and when you have grass here, you delete it, and let's delete that. And all you're gonna do is just draw. So we're gonna loop through all of them and draw them. You can actually format this nicer if you press Ctrl A and then Ctrl K and then F. It will format everything into nicer structure. Okay, so that looks nicer. Okay, so let's go up. Now we need to delete it as well. So we have to actually loop through each one of them and delete each one of them. Oops. Okay. So let's run it. So you can see it still ends here, but it keeps going. It's going to be 4 of these. And then 7 down. So we have like pretty much quite big open field. You can actually see this better. We can just add 1, actually subtract 1 from width and height, and then you'll be able to see. Actually subtract like 10. One is not enough. Okay, so we're subtracting 10 pixels. So it's 10 pixels smaller now. But now we can see how we're doing this. It's just basically they're offset exactly by how much. Creating like a grid. So we have 7 down and 4 across. So it's like a rectangle of grasses. Big rectangle. Giving us space to walk around. See, I'm at the bottom now. Alright, so let's remove those -10s. Okay. Now if we go here, and I drew a map previously, so we are gonna have the border. We can do that later. Now let's do the trees. For the trees, they have 2 parts: the crown and the trunk. We could just create 2 sprites, one for crown and one for bark, or actually have 1 sprite for both of them, but I want to do it a little bit differently. I want the crown to be in front, drawn in front of the player, so it will seem like player is behind it when he walks behind the crown. And bark will be still behind the player if he is standing here, for example, so he is in front of the bark. And we're gonna do collision just against the bark, but collision is for the future. Now we just want to place those trees randomly around the stage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a class. We're gonna create 2 classes actually. One class for the whole environment. So we can call it C and C environment. This class will be controlling all the environment features like we're gonna move our grass in there and pretty much everything. Trees, the dot border, level creation, pretty much all level related stuff will be inside here. So we should actually move the grass to that new environment class. So let's copy the grass and paste it. Oops. Create a private section and just paste the grass inside here. Alright. And we need to define a few things. Sprite. And we need SDL, which will be stdc afx. Alright. Now we're gonna go here and copy this. Just paste it here. Okay, it doesn't know what CSDL is. So we're going to create one here. See SDL setup. Oh, actually is SDL setup. Oh, it doesn't know what it is either. Oh, delete this SDF back. Alright. See SDL set up. I'm gonna just call it the same. Alright. So let's copy this and paste it in our environment constructor. So we have the CSDL setup, which is used for creation, and we don't have width of the screen or the camera. I guess we can pass in screen width, screen height, and then we can pass in camera X, camera Y. Copy, paste. Alright, so we have, oh, I didn't write height correctly, my bad. Still complaining because I made it a pointer, so inside here. Okay, my bad. The camera X, camera Y actually are floats, so we need to change them here. Okay, so it's float, float. Alright, so grass is set up. Now we're going to do draw. And we're gonna have two draw functions. One for drawing in the back, and one for drawing in the front. Like foreground and background. For now, we won't have front, but we're still gonna create that function. Because since grass doesn't have foreground, but trees will have, the ground will be foreground. So we might as well just create it while we're at it. Okay, so see environment. Alright, so now the only thing left is to draw and actually delete as well. So actually we can go here and just copy and delete it. Delete grass. And we can go here and we can draw it. And we're gonna draw it in the back. So it's behind the player. And front will be in front of the player. Oops. Control KF and it's formatted. Now let's include environment.